All right, there we go, guys. Sorry, my app crashed. What do you think is the top reason for lots of people recently starting to detransition? There isn't. That's not a thing that's happening. Approximately 6,000 people that have started a transition have realized that they are in fact cisgender. That is a thing that's going to happen. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it right every single time. Detransitioners are valid. Their stories are important. People need to hear that. I am a detransitioner. I detransitioned. The vast, and I mean vast majority of people who detransition end up retransitioning. That's what I did. I detransitioned and then I retransitioned. Out of all the people that start a transition, 99.6% will end up transitioned. Only 0.4% don't end up transitioning. My Twitter is amazing. Thank you. Adora, you should do a disclosing live. Very important. What do you mean by disclosing, Swing Sinatra? Are you talking about disclosing my income? Um, I don't know what you mean by disclosing. If I have any mods here, if you guys see Swank Sinatra, I think it was called or something like that. If you see their response, please pin it. What do I do for work? I am a trans rights advocate. This is my source of income, guys. So all gifts are appreciated, and 5% of all gifts are donated to charity every single week. That's a weekly donation. Will I debate at 8? Likely. I'm probably going to end this at about half an hour because I have to clean some. I have to do some cleaning. Oh, okay. You meant whether or not it's important to disclose. Okay, yeah, I do run a background that says that addresses that. I'm not going to go into too much depth, but essentially, here's what I think: trans people do not owe disclosure, but there is a point where it is the best idea for us to disclose. Cis people do not have to disclose that they're cis. Trans people do not have to disclose that they are trans. If you are transphobic, it is your duty to disclose that you do not want to date a trans person. Am I going live again afterwards? Yes, I will. I do have to stop for some cleaning. I'm going to give myself about an hour to clean, but I will be doing normal debates tonight at the normal time. What's my Twitter? I cannot say my Twitter here. My Twitter is spicy. Wasn't this sub only yesterday? I do not do Q&As. I do not do sub only for Q&As. Why did I detransition? I detransitioned strictly due to lack of support. I went to my parents telling them that, hey, thank you so much for the love, appreciate you. I went to my parents and told them, hey, I want to seek a medical transition. I want to start seeing a gender therapist. I want to do HRT. I want to get the surgery. And what I needed at that point was I needed my parents' support. And instead, what I got, while they didn't disown me or anything like that, while they didn't shame me, they did say, hey, no, you need to slow down. You need to reconsider this. This is going to hurt you. That's what I got from them instead. And that scared me away. It caused me to go back into the closet. I love my parents. My mom has come a long ways from that moment. But that put me behind by a decade. What I needed was support. Instead, I got a cautionary tale that scared me away from being my authentic self. You don't understand? It's okay to not understand, KD. It is. You do not have to understand trans people in order to be a trans ally. You can be a supporter of us just by validating our identities. When we tell you that we're women, acknowledge us as women. When we tell you we're men, acknowledge us as men. When we tell you we're non-binary, acknowledge us as non-binary, and do not vote against our rights. If you vote blue and acknowledge us, you don't have to understand us. Thank you so much for the little crown. Thank you. Do I believe minors should have a choice about transitioning? Yes, absolutely. We have something called the W path. So transgender kids exist, and if a transgender child if a trans child comes out as transgender, they should be affirmed. And what that looks like in the early stages, it means changing their name, changing their pronouns, changing how they dress, etc. and that can frequently be enough to alleviate any distress they have related to their gender. If that does not alleviate the distress, then it is a good idea to take that child to a gender therapist. That gender therapist will speak with the child, usually for a minimum of 6 months, but more likely several years. If at the end of that several years, the therapist determines that the child has gender dysphoria, then the child can be prescribed puberty blockers. And once they're on puberty blockers, buy you time to decide if hormones are right for you, and then you can start HRT at age 14. And yes, this is life-saving. Transgender children are suffering significantly right now. They need treatment right now. We cannot ask kids to wait until they are adults, because they need to make it to adulthood first, and that's what gender-affirming care for kids does. Gender-affirming care makes sure that kids have the opportunity to become adults. What are my thoughts on the people that detransition? Detransitioners are 100% valid. I am a detransitioner. At this point in my life right here, I had not yet restarted my transition. This is detransition Adora right here. I was just on the verge of restarting my transition here. Yeah, detransitioners are valid, and the majority of us retransition. I'm a retransitioner. And those of us who end up realizing that we are in fact cisgender, they're valid too, and they deserve the healthcare that they need. Thank you so much for the confetti. Appreciate you. Everyone keep tapping that screen. Let's see if we can get 100,000 likes. We got 1,600 people watching. That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing my journey with me. I appreciate you all. And keep the questions coming, guys. Tap and share. Let's see if we can get a stream of those little red hearts over here. We got them nice and evenly spaced. Let's get a solid stream of those hearts. Everyone tap away. Did I get the COVID vaccine? Yep, I got the initial vaccine and 3 boosters. Make sure I'm drinking enough water. Thank you for the reminder. How are you a retransitioner if you didn't transition the first time around? I socially transitioned. A social transition definitely counts as transition. I had already started to change my name and my pronouns with some friends. With some of my friends, I had already started to change the way I presented. I came out of the closet. I came out of the closet to everybody, like everybody. So even though with most people, I still wasn't going by my new name, by my new pronouns, I was out to everybody. With the $85 billion in equipment we left in Afghanistan, we could have paid for a lot of healthcare. Fucking right, we could have. Fucking right. At this point, I'm going to identify as a different animal every day. Yeah, identifying as a different animal is a different type of thing. It's not being transgender, and it has a different type of treatment. If you genuinely believe that you are a different species other than human, the treatment plan that will help you the best is not the same as being transgender. Do I like men or women? I am a lesbian. I am a lesbian, and I'm on the market, guys. I won't lie. I do fall under the asexual and aromantic umbrella, but I'm not purely asexual. I'm not purely aromantic. So I am curious. I am at a stage in my life where I am very, very curious as to what it would like to be with another person. Hi, Kapow. Hi. Do you believe that more and more people are becoming transgender to be part of a trend? A fair question, a 100% fair question. There does appear to be a boom in the population of transgender people, and I understand why people would think that it is a trend. Here's why it is not a trend. We saw a very similar thing happen with left-handed people. For hundreds and hundreds of years, there was a huge stigma around being left-handed. If you were left-handed, that was considered to be like demonic possession, I believe, or something like that. It was literally beaten out of you. If you were left-handed, it was beaten out of you. So left-handed people would hide who they were. They would pretend to be right-handed, even though they were left-handed. And when we finally started realizing, hey, this is dumb, left-handed people are not possessed by demons, and the stigma around being left-handed started to lift, we saw a huge boom in the left-handed population. However, once that stigma was fully gone, we saw the left-handed population plateaued. It stopped rising. It didn't go back down. It just flattened right out. So when it was destigmatized, there appeared to be a boom in the population, but there wasn't. All we actually saw was that people were suddenly more comfortable expressing themselves as left-handed. It is the same thing for the trans community. We are going through a period of time where it is now more acceptable than ever in American history for people to be transgender. So we see the illusion of a spike in the population, but all we're actually seeing is the result of more education and more acceptance. We will see a plateau in the transgender population. Thank you for the glasses. I can't read comments with these glasses. What do you think about the I don't know what that is. Our nation is doomed. How do y'all take this serious? Because our lives are serious. We deserve to live comfortable, happy lives. Someone said that social media started this, and social media absolutely has played a role. Social media has helped with awareness. It's helped with education, because we are not taught about transgender people in school. The only place where we are taught about transgender people is in queer communities and online. I learned about being transgender online. It wasn't social media. It was specifically a forum, which I suppose was the social media of the time. Janet's Closet. If anyone is here from Janet's Closet, hey there, Janet's Closet. You helped me discover who I am. I remember that day so well. And if anyone was part of that Janet's Closet forum, you are all absolutely amazing. And the first person to ever call me by a chosen name was from Janet's Closet. Let me know in chat. Does anyone remember Janet's Closet? Anyone? Nah, no one knows what Janet's Closet is. How long does it take to recover from bottom surgery? Between 6 months and a year. I spent 3 days in the hospital. I spent 3 weeks on bed rest. I spent 2 months out of work. And full sensation to the area doesn't return until the 3-month mark. And between 6 months and a year is when it's expected for full healing. Guys, I'm so sad that nobody recognizes Janet's Closet. Thank you so much. Are they still around? I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm gonna see if Janet's Closet's still around. Janet's Closet is where I first came out. That's the closet I came out of, guys. It was Janet's. Janet's Closet Forum. It still exists? It still exists! Janet's Closet still exists. Ooh, I wonder if I still have an account. No, I don't still have an account. I'll have to make a new account. I'm gonna say hi to everyone on Janet's Closet. It's a cross-dresser's place, but still, it holds a very special place in my heart. Why did I detransition? Due to lack of support. Someone said that I'm going to regret it someday, and that a lot of people do. The answer to that is about out of the 1.6 million transgender people, 6,000 end up transitioning and regret it. 6,000 out of 1.6 million. What do I do for a living? I'm a trans rights advocate here on TikTok. Where are these facts coming from? Personal experience. I am sharing my personal experience with transition. Oh, you're talking about the 6,000 detransitioners, the 0.4% of detransition. Yeah, that all comes from the 2015 transgender survey. We are getting a brand new transgender survey this month. How do you know that there's that many transgender people? Per the 2015 transgender survey. TikTok is not a job. A job is a service that you offer that results in money. And that's what I do. I offer a service. I get money in return. Speaking of, guys, if you subscribe to my channel right up here, you see where it says 1,000 out of 1,000. If you subscribe right up there, you get access to the Best Friend Squad Discord right down here. That is a lifetime membership. So you only have to subscribe for 1 month, and you get full access to the Discord. There are 614 of us there last time I checked, and it is an amazing, super fun place. What is my Halloween costume going to be? I picked it out. It's a fucking $300 costume. My God, I spent so much money on this costume, and it's going to arrive like the day before Halloween, and I'm not showing you guys what it is until then. How do you get access? Do you send a message? I'm actually going to be disabling my messages. Rebecca, I see you are a subscriber, and if you click this little button right down here, that will give you a link to the Discord. And if that Discord link does not work, copy and paste the URL into your web browser, and that will take you directly to the Discord. From there, if you read the rules section, it will inform you on how to fill out a ticket. And when you fill out that ticket, our mod team will grant you full membership. How many times have I gotten COVID? 0. Do you think you need to physically transition like clothes, hair, makeup to be a trans woman? Absolutely not. 100% no. This person right here is just as much of a woman as this person right here. She had not started any level of transition yet. She had not started laser hair removal. She had not started HRT. She definitely hadn't had any surgeries. I am the same person 4 years later. I have done all those things. I've had laser hair removal. I've had breast augmentation. I've had vaginoplasty. I wear makeup now. I have long hair. These are not things that make me a woman. My innate sense of self is what makes me a woman. And the innate sense of self that I have right now is the same innate sense of self that I had back then. So this person is just as much of a woman as I am. God isn't real? I agree. Well, actually, I kind of disagree because I'm God. But I agree that the God of the Bible is not real. There are two gods. There's me and there's Andromeda. You're allowed to have one other god before me, and that's Andromeda. Why should white people saying slay be racist? It's my understanding that slay is AAVE language, and if it is cultural appropriation for non-black people to use the word slay. I'm not positive about that. I could be wrong, but if I recall correctly, that slay, that term is definitely AAVE. Do I like hiking or climbing? Yes, I hike all the time. Before my surgery, I used to hike almost every day. Bring back Janet? Fucking right. Janet's Closet. Anyone here from Janet's Closet? Come on, someone's got to know that place. I know it's for cross-dressers, but still. That's where I broke my egg. I broke my egg, my transgender egg, at Janet's Closet. Who pays for all my surgeries? My grandparents did. I was not making money at the time. I definitely could not have afforded this. I can now, but at the time I could not, and my insurance was not covering, so my grandparents paid. Thanks to you all, by the way. It's thanks to you all that I can afford the stuff that I do now. So thank you so much to every single one of you. So we're going to be alive for about 12 more minutes. I am going to bring up some guests now. Is this me in the back? Yes, it is. I have no idea who's been waiting the longest.